So the question is, do we want to meet them or do we want to go around them? Because they probably know that we are. What's the name?
Ronin.
We are Ronins.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that a noble house like the Saitos doesn't take kindly. And they are pretty strong because they are so not well known. They're pretty well trained.
So now, what will you do, everybody? Yes, it was Sama.
Itosama would like to move closer and try to figure out why they aren't moving and whether they would be a threat if you have them in your back.
Okay.
I'm not going to stay here to wait for anything to happen. I'm not going to make a really big detour without knowing whether they are immobile for good or not, or can move after us.
So
do Ola need to move to see if they are frozen?
I think the closer I get, the better it is. I mean, it's not that I have better eyesight on far than close by. So I think it's a splendid idea to like move closer and see even more. They might be a really good statue. We don't know that, so we need more information. So I'm trying to also follow in order to get a better view of this.
Okay.
Spectacular.
Ron?
Yes.
Is the line of sight so that you can use a bow?
Oh, if you approach if you approach somewhat more closely, you can get into a nice clear bow shot. Of course, if they were moving and looking around, then you would be making yourself vulnerable as well. But at the moment, they do not seem to be moving. As you progress closer, as you stated, and if Tagachi is also coming nearer with you, you will discover that they seem to have been frozen, as in frozen by cold. And there are even sheets of ice in places that are the only things that are keeping the horse standing. And in fact, they seem dead as doornails, as the phrase goes in English. Which doesn't make any sense at all. I think it is just because it begins with a D.
Yes, and because it's dead. So there's no danger. That's
no danger. What froze them to death?
They are no. Whatever.
Yeah. I was going to say, yes, Tagachi, strangely enough, finds this comforting. And so...
Actually, I'm tending to agree with him for once.
Okay.
Whatever will either freeze us too or not.
Well, I am going to say that...
Continue to move or not.
From an observer's point of view, Tagachi and Itosama both look a little bit, a little relieved, a little relaxed when they realize how dead these guys are, whereas Unadono remains visibly jumpy. So all of this is very interesting because I have no idea what Kisaragi is doing.
I'm following in the back, but I have to say that I'm following Unadono on that. It's they're dead, but what killed them? Ice, obviously, but ice doesn't grow like that by itself.
That's right. So what are you doing exactly?
Yeah. Just going to keep my distance, making sure that there is no weird winds, cold winds, magical one. Trying to keep my distance, but still watching the others, making sure that I'm close enough, but not enough if something happens. You know what I mean?
Yes, it seems as though you are a little separated from the others. Is that true?
I probably have an eye on them.
I think
25 meters behind them also.
I see. Perfect.
I think the the idea is that the two younger ones are starting to proceed while the two older ones are kind of holding back.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
That's my impression.
I'm probably with you, but I'm looking behind us and like, okay, there's Nathan. Is there something
Right,
more?
right,
And
right.
a little bit on my
Okay.
guard,
Sure.
holding my
Well,
bow
right.
and sword at the same time.
There are, first of all, there is some faint movement among the frozen people and horse, and one of them starts to lean and fall slowly with some ice cracking noises. And then something rapidly moves from just behind the head of the one who is on the horse. And it's an explosive noise. You know, the rapid noise that that wing beats make, like a chicken, right? Of something feathered wings. And rises up from above. The movement shifts the seated figure and slowly falls and falls from the horse. So all of them are kind of falling a little bit and shifting in place when the one on the horse strikes the ground. It is not frozen so solid that it shatters like glass, but it was frozen badly enough that one arm simply just comes off in a piece when it strikes the ground. Meanwhile, whatever it was that moved away from them now has got enough height that it can glide silently, and of course it glides silently because it is an owl and it is headed straight for the fortress.
I want to shoot at that
Of
owl.
course you do. Okay.
Because I already have my bow in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. No, I was thinking if there's movement and I have have my back behind Ola and behind Itosama and Tagashi, I probably stay and look behind. So I probably don't move to see what was that. So, yeah, that was
the voice of the owl says only so Unodono can hear. It says, "They know everything." And the that's and if you look, you don't see anything. It's as though the owl left a little message for you as it flapped away. And meanwhile, for Kisaragi, remember that this is a somewhat rocky area, and as you are maintaining some distance and as you say moving slightly away, you will discover that hiding right here in the shadow of a large rock, there is a young woman who is hiding there and looking at you. And
is she threatening, or she's like, does she has weapons? Or?
No, she looks like a young woman of the samurai class, although right now she doesn't look like she is very well taken care of. She looks, her clothes have been torn or look like she has been traveling in them. Her hair is no longer in a careful arrangement. And so but she doesn't look wounded or anything like that. She does look very determined. You don't recognize her. And she holds out to you a piece of paper. Holding it out to you.
Okay.
A piece of paper.
Do I see this? Because I'm
you are busy. I think you are a little bit distracted by owls, if I understand correctly.
Okay. Yep.
So.
Okay, I'm taking the paper and I'm reading it, I guess.
The woman says, let's see. The woman says, "Take care of Tagachi. Take care of Tagachi." And when you're looking at the note for a second, looking back at her, she just there's nothing there but a scattering of frost and little clumps of snow.
Okay, I will go to Tagachi and tell him that. Yeah.
Are you going to look at the note?
No, I'm just going to give him the note.
Oh, you're going to give him the note. Okay.
Was her mouse going to shoot the bird?
Oh, yes. That's true. Okay.
It was going to shoot the bird.
Do you have any interest in me shooting that bird?
I am perfectly...
I'm just reminding.
Well, I'm
not
curious.
You're going to shoot the bird.
Okay, good enough. In that case, go ahead and roll, and you have a permanent wound, so you will subtract 1 from your die. Okay.
Yes.
Given what everybody is doing, I think it is unlikely that anybody can aid you at this time, and besides, it is a bow shot. So
Yes.
let's go ahead. I will roll as well. What is your total?
Result after subtraction is 1.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes.
Well, in that case, you have taken your arrow is an amazing shot. Absolutely amazing. You have to judge its speed flying away from you. You have to get your arrow to go up and down, right? For a long shot like that, it's not like a rifle. It cannot go straight at this distance and hit anything. So it's an amazing shot, and you know when you unleash it, it is perfect. You know it's going to hit that bird directly in the middle, and that's when the very same arrow lands in your chest.
Ouch.
So the resolution, if you take a mixed success, you will receive a chapter wound, and the foe receives a wound as well, but it is a flesh wound. So you have suddenly shot yourself with that arrow. Even then, you all saw.
Going to feel very unladylike.
So you all saw the arrow go, and even at the moment, you must have been ready to tell her that was an amazing shot, when all of a sudden you all realize that the arrow has landed in her at the moment of impact.
I presume she
Chapter
screams.
Wound. I don't know. Cries out at least. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if she screams, that might. Yeah, Elma, do you scream?
She said yes. Go on.
Okay. Then I'd probably turn around and see that she has an arrow in her.
All of you do. Yeah. And so. Okay, so Nathan, you said that you were about to give the note, or were giving the note to Tagachi. Was that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as I understand it, you were some distance away, so all of this drama with the arrow concludes certainly before you get a chance to get there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So while you are approaching with the note, what are the other two doing regarding Itosama?
I will look at Itosama and take care of her arrow. Mm-hmm. See what I can do.
Okay.
If it needs to be pulled out or not.
Well, it's not. It is a wound, but it is not a. It is not a permanent wound. It's not sticking in one side and going out the other, fortunately. Right. So
that was my picture.
Right. Her. No, it's not that bad. Her thorax has not been penetrated. She does not have a sucking chest wound or anything like that. But it's it's enough to. It was enough to actually injure you. So
can we immediately see that it's her arrow?
You can immediately see that it is her arrow.
Oh, magic!